What's going on? So I watched Smokey Robinson on the R&B Money podcast with Tank and Jay Valentine. It was really good. It's not every day that you get to hear an 85-year-old musical legend reflecting on a career that has spanned nearly as long as he's been alive, because can't even imagine music without him. He's arguably the greatest songwriter ever, and he's definitely in the top two or three. And you can look at the catalog, and it speaks for itself. And a sharp memory. He's seen so much from Detroit to LA with Motown and Berry Gordy and the Miracles, and working with some of the greatest names ever in the history of music, and so many reflections. It's his words, his music, which has been a soundtrack for so many. And it was good to watch him. It's important that you give them flowers when you watch things, because I do watch the R&B Money podcast with those guys. It cracked me up, especially when they do the top five always cracks me up. I look forward. Some artists I don't even care about they stuff because they be kind of like irrelevant. But when they do the top five, I love to hear five tinkle. Your top five, I be cracking up. So the Voltron. And I like what he said in about putting artists who wanted it. He gave it to Marvin Gaye, but he took his time because he knows how hard it is to be in that light. He knows how hard it is to reflect on that. And again, he went through so much racism and pain, horror, losing his mother at a young age, and divorce and his addictions and different things. So any chance I get to listen to Smokey Robinson articulate about pleasures of music and reflections on pain and being a black man in America and beyond, and just hearing him resonate was all right with me. So it was definitely a must-watch interview on R&B podcast. I thought it was uh, very direct, very raw, very street, because there's many sides of Smokey. He talked about songwriting, he talked about the industry and the business and how it's no longer there, and how everybody has a network. And he said the cat's out the bag. That's one thing when I hear people talk about, when it be it sports or music or movies or something, they get this delusion that things can someone can magically put it back to where it was. It's never going to go back because the cat's out the bag. It's like I heard people talking about the NBA All-Star game a few weeks ago. You can never put it back in. The cat's out the bag. What you can do is hope that the generations and people that are coming through will add something to it and not wreck it. So, but he's always a man of insight, intrigue, very captivating, funny dude, down to earth, a poet's poet, and a lot to offer. And just talks about different things. He talks about how he still does yoga, how he keeps himself in shape, because I be cracking up with the gyrations he be doing on stage. That he is funny for that. But I remember reading his book back in the late '80s that he did with David Ritz, and he's been consistent. His love for Marvin Gaye has been endless, and a lot of things he talked about different people and his reflections, and how you touch and the pictures that you paint on your canvas as an artist. So it was definitely worth watching. If you get a chance, check it out. Smokey Robinson on an R&B podcast. It's always a lesson within a lesson. So many years watching him on Soul Train, and he talked about his old neighborhood. Aretha Franklin stayed nearby, and the Temptations, and the Four Tops, and then with Donna Ross and so on. So he was around people. He has stories for days. Sharp memory, sharp cat, very detailed. So talked great about Jackie Wilson, who was the one important artist on him. He talked about reflecting on his life and what he saw, and mentioned Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and just different things he talked about. He talked about early retirement and Rick James, where stories were funny, and he talked about Michael Jackson. So worth checking out if you get a chance. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share the video if you like, and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, and listen to a poet like Smokey Robinson telling you about the hood and beyond, and having dreams, because that's what his talent got him. It got him to a life that he couldn't imagine. And that was the lesson more than anything. And also saying it through love. You got to say it through that. That's how you get it home. I'm out.